For the last millennia, our model of social organization has changed very little. Apart from minor changes, the separation between two classes has always remained the same. There are those who dictate the rules, and there are those who have no choice but to follow them. Their intention is to keep this model that grants privileges to a few at the expense of others, in a slavery-based system. Indoctrination prevails as to prevent any changes to this system. However, thanks to the internet and the changes that came with it, many people have woken up from this nightmare and are now coming together to propose a social experiment with no need for any government whatsoever. It will be the advancement of the human species, and we have no doubt that this will be the region on the planet where we will go to the next stage of our era, and that wealth will be created in such a way that we will finally overcome barriers such as hunger and poverty. After embarking on a journey trying to teach merchants how to accept Bitcoin as form of payment, through philosophical concepts of money and not merely through speculation itself, Terra de Satoshi came to a conclusion. In order to achieve the degree of libertarian sovereignty that we have always sought, there is only one way: instituting a libertarian Bitcoiner country from scratch. Don't get us wrong, we're thrilled about the idea of countries adopting Bitcoin, like El Salvador, but our goal goes way beyond that. We plan to Bitcoinize the entire world and replace the existing model of social organization. Nowadays, governments own everything and everyone in all existing nations, and Terra de Satoshi will be the first country without a government, where each member will own a respective fraction of the country according to how many tokens they have acquired. This is what makes Terra de Satoshi a private and decentralized country. Terra de Satoshi was designed considering the way a modern society is supposed to work. For the last millennia, society has been organized through centralized decisions, in governments ruled by kings or elected politicians. And we believe the society of today requires a more advanced, citizen-centric solution, based on collaboration between equals, not on oppression by the powerful. We will initially gather 2,100,000 Bitcoiners and libertarians around the world, who do not feel represented by any kind of social organization model currently in existence. Each member will buy our Satoshi citizenship token registered on the Bitcoin time chain. Members will also sign the official Satoshi Statute with the principles and values inherent to libertarianism and Bitcoin, a document that will help us seek recognition by the UN and, if need be, international courts of justice. We will contact all heads of state on the planet, inviting them to get to know our mission and further on recognition of our people as legitimate, as we intend to be the most peaceful people in human history. Non-aggression is, after all, one of our pillars. Speaking of which, here are some of Terra de Satoshi's pillars. Number 1. First country without taxes of any kind. There will never be any kind of taxation in Terra de Satoshi. We consider taxation to be the same as theft, and therefore it has no place in our society. In Terra de Satoshi, you can rest assured that not a cent you earn will be taken away from you by force. Number 2. Principle of non-aggression. In Terra de Satoshi, respect will be a basic principle. We believe peace is essential for our society to thrive, and therefore a must-have for every citizen or visitor from Terra de Satoshi. Number 3. Free market. Terra de Satoshi aims to be the most economically free country in the history of humanity. There will be no bureaucracy of any kind. There will be no state companies. Therefore, all possible solutions for the functioning of the country will be made through means of free market, from laws to schools, hospitals, justice, and everything else you can imagine. Number 4. Individual freedom. In Terra de Satoshi, your freedom is a paramount asset, and we will never tell you who you can or cannot marry, nor what you can trade with another person, nor what kind of substances you are allowed to consume. Every action has a reaction. and you will be held responsible for yourself and all of your actions, based on the premise that your freedom ends when you enter the realm of freedom of others. Number 5. Self-representative democracy. We will be the most democratic country humanity has ever seen, thanks to our ideal of self-representation. There will be no politicians for you to delegate your voice to. Each citizen of Terra de Satoshi will speak for him or herself. After achieving recognition, we will openly propose to everyone our intention of buying lands across the planet, through international treaties regarding the institution of our country and the acceptance of our sovereignty. We, the people of Satoshi, believe that the dollar and the entire fiat system will collapse. The question is not if, but when. This economic system controlled by politicians, where money has no intrinsic value whatsoever and can be printed infinitely, will not last long. And when that day comes, the planet will enter an era of widespread bankruptcy never seen before. And the new dominant class will be those who hold Bitcoin. When this day comes, Bitcoiners will rebuild the world. Anyone who follows the old model of society centered on governments through politicians will be forced to declare bankruptcy at some point. According to our strategy, with the Union of People of Satoshi, we will have enough bitcoins and the strength to be able to negotiate through peaceful agreements lands across all continents to build different communities in Terra de Satoshi, and thus secure the first private and decentralized country ever. Join us in this evolution. As a valued citizen of People of Satoshi, you will have your name in the history of mankind and change the way we organize society. Buy the tokens right now from our official tokenizer, which we will present to you in the next video.